All right, folks, welcome back for another episode. I wanted to welcome my next guest. He is an MC hailing from Southern California and the dynamic host of That's Hip Hop, a podcast dedicated to celebrating the essence of the culture, known for his West Coast rap attack flow and ridiculous wordplay mixed in with his sharp commentary. He blends his love for lyricism with real conversations, bringing listeners in behind the mic with artists and producers that shape hip hop today. I wanted to welcome Nesquik. What is good? How are you, brother?
What's up, G? Memphis Rain, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm glad we ironed it out. So I'm very excited to talk to you about what you got going on.
Yeah, it's an honor. Thank you for making this possible. And I told you I'm a fan of your stuff too. So, it's cool. We're gonna be able to do a double episode today.
Yeah, I'm super excited. If you're good, I wanted to go into your history as a person and as an MC. Wanted to talk about your upcoming album that you have dropped in supposed to be in July, and then the
Yeah,
podcast, and we'll close out with some fun questions. Does that work?
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Hey, brother, man, where were you born? Where did you grow up? And where do you hang your hat these days?
Well, I was born not too far away from where I'm currently at,
Mhm.
actually. So Fontana, California was where I was born, but mostly raised in Rialto, which they're neighboring cities.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, so I was born not too far away, and I really learned to appreciate the small little town that we have here. I've seen it like grow from like a low population to like it's hustle and bustle now. Like it's kind of cool to see it like that. So yeah, I'm much love for Rialto, California. Considered the IE now, so that's cool too. Like
Yeah.
we got a name for ourselves, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I never like guessing age. And so were you a child of the 80s, 90s, or 2000s?
So I was born in 1988 when they had
Okay.
Back to the Future released. That's how I always reference it.
Hey. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I was looking up just the town in general because I wasn't familiar with Rialto, but I did learn that it was part of San Bernardino County and that I didn't even know that it was home to JJ Fad. Now, can you fact check me
yeah,
on that? Is that
yeah.
true?
That's actually true, dude. There's a street down the block that has JJ Fat on it. Random street, random in the
Right.
country. Yeah, it's super random. My homie lives like right on that same street, so it's like super funny. We always joke about it, but it's like, yeah, JJ Fast Street.
No, you're crazy, man. I was a fan of the Supersonics, the Supersonic track that they dropped in the '80s too. So I just thought that was cool. Just had no idea
Yeah.
that they were even from Cali. So awesome. Hey man, what was your first exposure to music? What kind of music were your parents bumping back in the day? And do you recall some of that early music you were listening to as a kid?
Yeah, so my dad was a pastor, so it was Christian music like right off from the get. Amy Grant and stuff was like probably artists that he would listen to.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of like a slow country Christian vibe.
Yeah.
So I would always be like super irritated in the back seat, like, oh my God, like I have to listen to this. So my brother, when I would go with my brother's 9 years older than me. When I would go with my brother, whole different element. He's bumping like Tupac, Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Yeah.
uh, Snoop, Eazy-E. So I'm getting a whole different worlds when I'm with my brother than when I'm with my parents. And that's like that slowly, I think, unknowingly led to me like getting into hip hop. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of how that like started.
Well, interesting. I didn't hear you mention any Mexican music, right? I know you're ethnically Mexican, as you
Yeah.
mentioned prior to this conversation. Was that also in the mix too at all?
For me, it was no, I wouldn't say as much because I'm third generation,
Ah,
and I
okay,
think my parents that was probably more so with them early on. But
okay,
as we kind of got more in this melting pot in the mid
yeah,
90s or 90s, it was like it kind of drifted away from it. So it's always been
okay.
something like in the that I've always like been like, dang, I don't really know Spanish or I don't know how to
Ah,
like it sucks because my own kind, my people, that's like kind of like, oh, you don't know our own language, so it's
Filipinos are the same.
and
Yeah,
then we live next door to Mexico, so it's like,
yeah,
dang.
right. Yeah, yeah. And you got a heavy population, obviously, in Southern California. So I was just curious, but you did mention Bone Thugs and NWA. And so, was that your introduction to rap? Do you recall the first rap song you actually heard? And was it
Yeah,
love at first listen?
yeah, it was funny because I remember it. And it's weird that I remember it, but I was a little kid. My aunt was taking me to the mall, and she was watching me. She was really close to us, my family, and she took me to the mall, and we were, I think, getting in the car in the parking lot, and she turned on the car. The first song I heard was "All I Want to Do Is a Zoom, Zoom,
Yeah,
Zoom, and
Pump
a Boom,
Shaker.
Boom." That's like the first thing I ever heard. And
Nice.
I thought as a kid, it's talking about a car. Boom, 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 zoom, zoom. So my whole mind
Yeah,
got fucked up once I realized, oh no, they're talking about like
the
sex or
butts.
yeah. So that was when I was just like totally mind freaked. And then like I was just like, okay. And then later on, Tupac was a big influence.
Yeah.
He was it. He was like the best guy because he was putting out so much. And it was like it was hard, dude. And so
Yeah.
I started becoming a big fan. And
Yeah.
then Eminem is the one that like really kicked it in high gear,
Oh,
and where I was like, oh, this is possible. I could do this. Um,
oh, wow.
and that's kind of like where that started to happen.
Yeah. Aside from Eminem, were there any other rappers or maybe even critical albums that shaped you in becoming an MC in who you are today? Do you have
Definitely
any of
Wu
those that
Tang.
you,
Wu Tang is
yeah,
definitely a big influence.
36 Chambers, I assume?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cuba Links, that's another big
Yeah.
influence.
Raekwon.
Uh, I would say Wu-Tang was a bit major influence for sure for
Yeah.
me.
I could see that in the
That,
style. Yeah.
yeah, it's very like how I always say it. Instead of rapping with the ER at the end, it's always like ta ta ta, like if you're a samurai or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yep, I could see that. Yeah, which I referenced like the rap attack flows, which well, I really love in your delivery. But I'm surprised not to hear any West Coast MCs. Anyone in particular that and it's funny you got an East Coast style to the way that you deliver, but any West Coast MCs that you really
Oh, for
hold in
sure,
high
DJ
regard?
Quick. DJ
Yep.
Quick. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
yeah, he's what I based my name off of because
Oh okay.
yeah, when he came out, my brother would listen to him a lot too.
Ah.
And I think the first track I heard of his was "I Don't Want to Eat It," and I just yeah, it's funny. Like that's the first song I heard of him, but the beat is like crazy. Like the funky flow of that beat is it knocks hard out here.
Yeah.
So I started to like that style, and little did I know this dude's like a freaking genius on
Oh
the board
man.
making
Yeah.
beats. Like that.
Underrated as a producer for sure.
Yeah, big time
Yeah.
inspired by that dude. So
Yeah.
yeah, I subconsciously just picked the name Nesquik, but then when I started to really think about why am I really going to stay with this name, I
Yeah.
started to make sense of the name and think, oh well, I am inspired by DJ Quick.
Yeah.
I that my style is a melting pot of sorts,
Yeah.
so that could go into the play of mixing, stirring stuff up into a melting pot sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
I
I thought
started.
when I first heard the name. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
made
And so
sense.
yeah. In the mix. And then I'm a big fan of the drink too as well. So that was just
Yeah,
good. But hey, good. That's awesome that it's got a tie to DJ Quick, who I think is an amazing rapper too as well.
yeah, yeah,
Super
super
cool,
dope.
man. And so obviously I know that you have just a vast knowledge of hip hop in general, but outside of rap, is there any other music that you enjoy listening to, or is your playlist primarily rap music?
Lately I've started kind of my girlfriend's starting to kind of like she brought me this like stagecoach and stuff. So I'm like starting to kind of come around to country a little bit.
Oh
Uh,
wow, okay,
I'll like I kind of will I'll allow it kind of thing. Uh,
definitely,
but a lot of the country music now has a lot of hip hop influence. It's just kind of funny.
yeah,
Listen to Jelly Roll, like you can hear a lot of hip hop in it.
yeah,
So it's not so much as hard country, but
no,
so I've started to kind of give it a chance and kind of open my horizons to like, okay, it's not entirely like something I should entirely not have in my repertoire, but it's kind of cool. I get the vibe, but hip hop's always going to be the number one primary core,
Yeah.
my life, kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you mentioned that Eminem was like really key into pushing you over the edge in terms of actually thinking about being a rapper. And so, what
Yeah.
was the catalyst or the moment that you decided you were going to try and start writing? So, there's a difference between I want to rap and I'm going to write a rap. So,
I
you
definitely
go.
had that moment for sure. So in high school, what I used to do is I used to do beats like where my hands have two pencils. I
Ah,
used to
yeah.
and I started getting pretty good at it. And some of my friends were like egging me on and stuff. They're like, "Oh, dude, like, yeah, you're good." And then one time during lunch, a kid came up to me. He's like, I got better beats than you. I could do that better than you. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, well, what's up? And it's like, let's battle. He's like, let's
Oh,
battle
there you
tomorrow.
go.
Yeah. And so the lunch lady got involved and she's organizing it. She's like, okay, guys, you guys are going to meet here at this time tomorrow. We're going to like do a couple rounds and see who wins. So I'm like, all right. So I went home and I'm like beating on the counter at my kitchen. And I was like, okay, well, what's gonna be my ace? Like, what's gonna be the thing that's
Yeah.
gonna like put me over to win? So I started just freestyling. I started rapping.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So I got my little freestyle down and I was like, okay, so if all else fails, I'm gonna just start rapping to it.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is, and that exact scenario happened. The dude had me against the corner. He was doing like this really dope beat. I had nothing left for that. I was just like, and so I did this beat, and then I was like, I busted out the flow. I kind of forgot it now, but it was like something like, I thank you for what you've done. You're still not the one, blah, 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 or something like that. And everybody went crazy. They were like, what?
Ah,
They weren't expecting that. They weren't
yeah,
expecting me to do that. And boom, blew that out of the water. After
man,
that,
classic. And so this was probably in the 90s. Were you elementary school or was this high
yeah,
school?
this was, I think, around like 99 or 2000, somewhere right there, right
Oh,
there.
wow.
And then I did a talent show, I think either the next year or the year, that same year, I forget, but I did a talent show with some of my friends just to kind of skip class.
Yeah.
And I play piano too. So what I
Oh,
did
man.
was I was starting to rap while I played the piano, and we did the talent show.
Yeah.
And first, it was like two rounds of it. The first round didn't really hit, like it kind of was whatever. But
Okay.
the second round, they started flipping the lights to what I was doing, and it
Oh,
made it look cool for some reason.
added
And
to it. Yeah.
yeah, I added the whole thing, and then everybody went crazy. Uh,
Impact.
I won the talent show, so I was just like, "Oh, okay, this is something. I rap now, I guess."
Yeah.
So that's how it like led in. And then people heard that I rapped and then asked if I wanted to record.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of recordings early in high school and formed little groups and stuff like that. So I still have all that stuff loaded on
Oh,
Bandcamp. I don't
wow.
share it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they're bad. They're horrible. I don't even want to share it, but I kept it for just because sometimes you want to go back and just listen,
Yeah.
but
To remind yourself. And was this
yeah.
a solo Isaiah thing, or did you have a couple friends that you were writing with, or
Yeah,
was that
I had
not
a
till later
duo.
on?
I had a duo, which was my close friend that lives kind of by me. He's the one that got me into recording
Okay.
with Cool Edit Pro back in the day. Cool Edit Pro was,
Hell yeah.
I think, yeah, it was a
That's the
program,
shit.
right?
It's Adobe now, but
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
best.
It was back then. It was the thing to have, and we happened to have the password and stuff to unlock it, and
Uh,
we were it was out of here once we had that. And then my friend had Reason on a disc. Somebody gave him that,
yeah.
so we had everything we needed at that point. We had the software, and it was just about being creative. And I got into using Reason and making my own beats at that time.
You record on
Um,
Reason too?
I haven't recorded on Reason. I just like made beats through Reason.
Okay. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if it has that function, but funny that you mentioned Cool Edit Pro because I still use it for some other editing stuff. I still have probably
Oh,
the same
really?
same crack that you had back in the day.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
funny.
But
That's
I'll use
funny.
it to like edit some audio files, but that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, was Nesquik the first name that you used, or did you have some other names that you went by? Like, what did you go by during the talent show? Were you just Isaiah, or
Nesquik. I went by Nesquik that
oh
early on.
man, so that stood the test of time.
Yeah, I went from the first time I went from Nesquik and stayed with it. Some of my friends still tell me that like it's crazy that you used to be that a long time ago and you're still
Yeah.
rocking that name. And I'm like, I just I don't know. No other name really stuck to me that I really felt
Okay.
represented me. And somehow Nesquik just kind of stayed. I'm even thinking about getting a tattoo with Nesquik on it,
Yeah.
just because it's been yeah, it's me now. So.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen the logo when I was doing the research. Is there an actual Nesquik logo, or
No, I don't even have a
just the
logo
name?
to it or nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have no logo to it.
Hey, that was the start of Nesquik back in the 90s. And then you become the rapper and then you start your journey. And so, how did that just growing up on the West Coast in general shape your sound and style? You have an amazing knack for just doing wordplay. And then I love the versatility of your delivery, which I noticed you can go normal to double time really quickly. And so, I mean, what kind of shaped the way that you deliver your raps?
Yeah, I think just over time there was like a few instances where when I first started recording, I would do a lot of punch-ins. So I would do, I would write a bar, record it,
Okay.
write the next bar, record it. I
Okay.
would do that a lot when I first started. And then there came a point when I was like, no, let me just write the whole verse this time and then record it.
Okay.
And so when I did that, I noticed an improvement in my own like delivery and everything.
Okay.
Uh, so I have a track where I can go to that reference that, and it helped, I think, me go to the next level. And then from there, um, I took kind of a hiatus with my buddy and I, and so
Okay.
we kind of something happened. I forgot where we stopped talking. So then it was kind
Yeah.
of like my own thing, and I hooked up with some guys that live in another city close by called Riverside, and
Yeah.
they on MySpace they reached out to me on MySpace, and MySpace was like you could upload your music and all that, so they
Yeah.
would hear me and they would be like, oh yo, come like record with us. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't even know these people, so I didn't know like they're just random people. I went to their house
Yeah.
and recorded, but I ended up doing a verse that I felt like was different. Like I took my time writing this verse. I didn't just write it on the spot. I probably took like a week on it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, so I could take a little bit more time and come out with a better product. All
Yeah.
right, so let me just kind of take my time then. And so that's the next point when I noticed, okay, I'm getting better now. And it's just practice. The more and more you do it, I feel like the better and better you get. I feel like
Yeah.
now I'm probably the best I've ever been, but
Yeah.
the voice probably isn't as sharp as it used to be, but you just kind of have to work with it and try to like, it's like if you're playing basketball, you got to change positions maybe and
Yeah.
kind of make the best of your voice. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I took a long hiatus and then I got really into church. And my dad was a pastor, like I told you, and
Yeah.
there came a time when I was doing shows at the Roxy in LA and the C Club, the Key Club, and that lifestyle was totally different from how, because I was leading worship too. So I'm leading
Oh,
worship
wow.
piano at church, but then doing, clubs and stuff performing. So I really had this like conflict of, which guy am I? So
Yeah.
that came a point where I made a decision to like, okay, well, if I'm over here at church, then I'm going to be about
Yeah.
that lifestyle. So that and my computer crapped out on me. So like that kind of like really cemented me taking a hiatus. And my buddies would always ask me like, dude, come on, let's record. And I would just kind of
Yeah.
not be about it because I was so about, um, building up a youth group and doing all this
Yeah.
other stuff. you know? So yeah.
As you mentioned that, I struggle with that too, right? Different personalities. And then I guess in the end, I just learned to embrace that I've got different personalities. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, when I'm doing different things. So that's awesome to know that,
Yeah, and that's what I
it's
do
the same.
today, 'cause
Yeah.
yeah, I do podcasts and things. Sometimes I
Yeah.
might, do recordings, or I might, say something that's not really my character so much, but and I
Hmm.
still do church, and I still play at church to this day, I'm playing
Yeah.
at it. So like I still do both and I learned to embrace both, and
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just again, it just shows that spectrum of coverage and just the skill and knowledge that you built up over the years. So really cool. But yeah, really enjoy the complex flow, and what I really like about your delivery is the way that you enunciate your words, right? So we have one where it's very multisyllabic and a lot compressed into one line, and so I love that you can still enunciate and it's out clear. Like I have no
Feel like
problems understanding you.
that's probably my power is like in the way of enunciating certain things.
Yeah,
In one of the tracks, like I'll say something like really, I love Perrier water so much. I'll say where the Perrier at? Like the
yeah,
yay at. It's like a weird way to say that. Where
yeah.
my Perrier at? I don't
Uh-huh.
know. It's me, that's like my power is like being able to say a line like that and it hits because of the
Yeah.
pronunciation of it.
Hey,
Perrier.
yeah, absolutely, man. Well, with a job, family, show, and a lot of stuff going on, just a lot of adult stuff, man, going on. But what motivates you to still do music after all these years? And how do you find inspiration to write the songs, especially for the album that you got coming out in July?
Right now it's a drive. It's more of like a personal thing. Like
Okay.
I started something in 2006
Okay.
that I never finished. And that's the whole thing of this album is like
Yeah.
I'm writing as if I'm going back in time to
Mm,
finish something I started. And I'm writing in the perspective, and that's why I mentioned a lot of like back in time references. I'll mention Deadpool going back in time. I'll mention Back to the Future. I'll mention
yeah.
Judgment, Terminator. I'll mention a lot of different metaphors. Link from Zelda. I'll mention a lot of different
Yeah.
metaphors that
I love that.
all go with going back in time because that's what I feel like I'm doing. And
Yeah.
it's all really just to finish it because I always talked about, oh, I'm going to do this album, never came. And it's
Mm,
like a freaking detox. And I want to try to break that. And I want to
right.
actually release it no matter how long it took, my whole life or whatever, I still dropped it.
Yeah.
And so I have a track that my buddy collabed with me on, and I've had it for like 10 years, haven't wrote a verse to it. I finally wrote a verse to it.
Oh, heck yeah.
He's like, dude, really? His in his mind, it's like, man, I wrote it on the spot. Now it took you 10 years. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't
It
working on
wasn't
it.
right. It wasn't right at the time, right? Now it's
Yeah,
right.
I needed to live more life to really put it down. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's really personal to me. This drop, it's because the beats aren't like the best beats. They're not up to date beats. They're beats I made back in 2006. All of
Oh,
them I made back in 2006, and at that time I was like, "Oh man, these are hot." But now, like, if I were to drop a real album, I wouldn't use those beats. I would have used much more up to date beats. But those beats are specifically used because I made them like
special.
15, 20 years ago. So I'm using them specifically for that reason because I'm finishing the job basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's amazing that you still have the song files and you'll be able to alter it still. So,
Yeah.
hey, kudos to you. But yeah, super exciting. And so let's jump into that since you talk about it. Back to the lab. I'm sorry, 14 tracks of heat, and so scheduled for a July 25 release. Was going to ask you who produced the album, but awesome. That's amazing that you can do that as well. And I love the nostalgic feeling it'll bring back to you as the MC who recorded it, man, back to what you were feeling in 2006. And I thought it was great. And so I just love, hey, I'm gonna go back and finish this album. I don't want to be something hanging over my heads over these years after it's all said and done. So I'm more excited to hear the album now. And I've got
Yeah.
a preview of the album. I picked a couple songs just to talk about. But I thought art was appropriate, and I love all those references. Even in the first song, right? You talk about Altered Beast, you use the
Yeah.
sample. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you brought it back, Sega Genesis. And it was quite exciting for me as a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s. But you
That was like
mentioned,
one of the first games I ever played, dude. That
yeah,
brother showed me that game. I was just like, oh man, I didn't even want to go to church. I'm like, let me just play this.
yeah. Yeah, and so you mentioned that there's a tie to Rialto and Back to the Future. You mentioned that it was, oh, maybe it was released. Was it released the time in '88 or
Oh,
what?
it's because I was born in '88. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, cool. Well, hey, man, you mentioned Back to the Future a lot, so I thought it'd be fun. I said, man, you better know Back to the Future. Let me ask you two questions about the movie real
Oh,
quick.
dang.
Let's
All
test
right.
you real quick. All
All
right,
right.
first question. What was the name of the dance that Marty McFly attended at the end of the movie?
All right. Ooh, shoot, hold on. Here, hold on. The name of the dance. I know it was with the underwater.
Yep.
Yo, the freaking name of the dance.
Yeah. The enchantment under the sea dance.
Oh,
You remember that?
dude, I just wasn't brushed up on it. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's not fair because I had time to prepare, right? So, okay, my final Back to the Future question for you before we go
Let's
on.
go.
How
All right.
fast does the DeLorean need to hit to time travel?
Dude, this is freaking like, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my man, 88 miles per hour. I'm sorry.
ah,
It runs it back, man. So
yeah, you got
I thought that would be fun. But hey, let's jump into the album. So a couple of songs that I chose. The first song, which Let's Take Them Back. I saw some footage of you performing that song at the Limelight show back in March. That was really cool, man. You want to talk to me about why you chose that song as the first song?
Yeah, I felt like that was the one where it had all me on it. It had three verses. So I feel like, okay, that would be a good starting point.
Yeah,
And I felt like, and plus one of the middle verses is a little shorter. So I was like, okay, maybe it's doable. I can do this one.
yeah,
The other ones, performing them, they're a little bit more complex,
yeah,
and longer, and or or they might have been some older tracks. I haven't really brushed up on them quite yet, and I
yeah,
felt like this one was kind of the more freshest one,
yeah. I like it.
and I felt like it gave a good idea of kind of what I'm here to do. It's a
Yeah,
good starter track of like I'm here to go back in time.
yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, great point because you make a lot of references. As I mentioned, you brought out the altered bass sample in the beginning, which I
yeah,
was like, that's dope. And then your first line, I rise from my grave like altered beast, I want to feast. So I'm a fan of all those references too because I do it all the time. You mentioned Speed, Keanu Reeves, who want to write what I plead. This one I
exactly.
like, and spilling my crease. He left in the street, should have killed me when I was weak like Anakin. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that motherfucker was weak when he was Anakin, man. So I just I connected with that verse really well.
See, that's like real stuff too, because around where I live, there was a point, and this is another turning point and why I led to being more focused on being in church and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a point when I was with my buddies, we were smoking on this bridge right by my house, and this bridge, it's there's only two ways, A and B, and we're right in the middle.
Okay.
And so some thugs came up in the middle of the night. So this is late, probably like midnight sometime. Some thugs
Oh
came
wow.
up. One covered the entrance. Another one was like, because there was only a few of us. Another one was, and they weren't fighters that I was with either.
Yeah.
Another one like pocket checking this other person, and then the main dude comes up to me and he's like, give me your stuff, give me what you got, like
Mm,
run it. Me at the time, I wasn't smart enough. Like I was so young, I was just
right.
like, you ain't getting shit from me. Like that, that's how I approach it. I approach it like some Tupac style. I'm like, you ain't getting shit. I don't care what you do. So they were like getting scared because they thought maybe like somebody was coming. So they were about to leave. We turned around and we were leaving. And then they came back and run up to me and just like boom, just
Oh
sucker
shit.
punched me. So at that point, like I lost my front teeth, uh, and so that's what that song is referencing is like
Ah.
my teeth left for the street. Should have killed me when I was weak. Like I felt
Oh.
like at the moment I could have died. And
Yeah.
I felt like now this was a redemption. This song was more like me
Oh
coming
wow.
back, letting that hold me down. But the sun was rising. So I'm using a metaphor of the sun rising. This is me coming back. This is me coming back as a samurai. This is
Yeah.
me redeeming. So I made that beat literally probably like the next night or the next
Oh
day or two. I made
yeah.
that beat like literally the day or two behind it. So that line was a lot of weight off of my shoulders.
I see.
It was a story that I needed to get out.
Yeah.
Like, it finally was able to come out, so yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea. I thought it was just good boom bap lines, but and even crazier to think that there was a story as such tied to it. So yeah, and that's why I'm a fan of lyrics too. And you'll see, if watch my podcast, like I go into it, and then I get to draw things like that out. So wow, thanks for sharing that, man. Yeah, and so that was one of my favorite tracks. Another one I really enjoyed was the second track, My Stays. which you flex your multisyllabic rhymes. And again, I really appreciate your wordplay. And again, I've complimented you on your ability to enunciate and connect with the guy who, or just listener in general, who appreciates lyrics. You do that. The Odyssey ought to be one more commonly, comically, but I'm pushing the probably territory of prodigy. Honestly, there are no prodigies. Said my name's a prophecy. Now I'm spitting subconsciously like it's got to be. Man, whoo, that's hot. How long does it
Yeah.
take you to write like that? Are you one of those that take
Funny
some
enough,
time to write?
that bar just came.
Ah,
Like that just came. I think I was so far in the point of writing that verse
okay.
that part just started flowing. Like that
Yeah,
was just like, and I don't know. Sometimes I think those are just moments where it's like
yeah,
I love the moments when it
yeah,
just flows. It's the aha moment. Like, oh, I love that, dude.
yeah,
Uh, I know you have those too, man. You
yeah.
decided
I laugh
crazy.
because I know. Yeah, and do
Gave
you
me a
write
lot of
with the beat,
homework.
or do you
I
write without a beat?
I write with
Have
the
to
beat.
always.
Yeah. I feel
Okay.
like I have.
Yeah, me too. I think so. I think your style, you do what I do too, where you hug the beat really well. So for me, I feel
Yeah.
like if you try to remix my track, it's a little off because I try to do something where I'm tight with the beat. So I think you do that too, also. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get it, man. So yeah, and I thought that song just flexed your ability to just kick some rapid wordplay really nicely. So that was another favorite one of mine. The other track I picked to talk to you about was one that I was like, man, this. I mean, probably would be a hard beat to rap to, but it's the Hey Mambo song. But
Oh,
I think you pull it off nicely. I think it was a fun song to record, and so that was kind of
yeah.
different from the 14 songs that were laid out. I liked it, but what made you actually decide to add
Yeah.
that to the album?
One of my homies, he went early days of sampling, like in the early 2000s, he sampled this one Mexican song one time and it was so sick. So that beat was me trying to mimic that.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, I got you.
and it came out where it was like, okay, well,
Yeah,
it's Italiano though, but all right, I'll try to. But I always struggle like, what am I going to write to this? Like, how do I write to this beat? I loved the Hey Mambo's like chorus. I loved
yeah, yeah.
that. Like,
Uh-huh.
what am I going to talk about? So, so I struggled for a long time of what am I going to talk about on this beat.
Yeah,
Uh, it was like kind of controversial too, because some of my homies didn't like the beat, and then
yeah,
some of my other homies thought it was crazy. And so eventually, I finally, after sitting on the beat for so long,
yeah.
I realized what I was going to write about on that beat, and I was going to write about my hometown, Rialto,
Ah,
because Rialto is it's like a homage to the Rialto Bridge in Venice, Italy. And
okay.
so okay, well, I'm going to start off writing about Venice, Italy, and Rialto Bridge and all that. As a kid growing up there, missing his hometown, using that as a metaphor for me growing up, eventually one day leaving the nest and missing my hometown of
Yeah,
Rialto. So I kind of like paralleled the two as a metaphor. Um, and yeah, I'm really happy with the way I executed that because
yeah,
the verse two I started going into my own hometown and start bringing out
yeah.
all the little things around here, like Brothers Pizza,
Burger Mania.
Bergamania. Like there's some
Yeah,
bomb little spots in here people
yeah,
don't really know.
yeah,
Coins and all these little spots. So yeah, nobody around here has done it like that. There's some
yeah.
people here that's done some cool bangers, but nobody's going doing some crazy metaphor like that around here. So
Yeah. I thought it was a great tribute to home, and so and then these kind of lines too. I like too. So I pulled out a certain piece. And I love it when people like shout out all the hard workers, and so you talk about for all the hustler and bustlers in the field at Steel Mill or Jack's Grill, you got skills. Wrapping up a Bergmania, it's the modern Mesopotamia. Time to macadamia. Time to go nuts, right? Hot like
yeah.
for Arabia. I was like, yeah. So that was dope.
Yeah.
I
The
enjoyed
hotter than
that.
Arabia one, I was just like, oh, will that work? I'm like, psh, those are the kind
Yeah,
of just gotta let it run. Like, yeah,
yeah,
that works.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
like the time to macadamia. Not
yeah.
just because I'm in Hawaii, but just like,
Well, I'm gonna say shout out to because I had my buddy here. He kind of hit me with that macadamia one. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. That's
here.
a
It's
great
like,
line.
yeah. he ghost shadowed me on that specific word, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'll take
Shout
that.
out to the homie.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the homie got through that one at me. I love riding with that dude because sometimes that dude is so out of the box.
yeah,
He'll put one of those little bars at me. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'll take that,
yeah,
dude. Yeah, I have
yeah.
no
And so,
shame in something like that.
yeah, and that song was just a good example of. So I get beats all the time. I mean, just get beats in terms of like listening for projects. And I could never fuck with that beat. And then I love when I hear someone else use it and just fucking murder it. And so that's what you do with that track. I don't know if I could pull it off, but I think you killed it. So props to you
Yeah,
on that song.
thank you,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you,
Hey,
brother.
couple other songs that I really enjoyed too was number six, "Back to the Lab," the one that the
Okay,
album's named
that was
over.
the
I
first
thought,
one I wrote. Yeah,
oh,
that
okay.
kickstarted everything. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, hey, good storytelling. Again, just another display of your ability to do multisyllabic rapping. That just goes to show how much time you put into writing, right? You can't just shit it out like that, right? There has to be some level of
yeah. I
thought.
think that one writing took me the longest. I'd say
Mm.
that probably took me about 6 or almost close to a year. All three of those verses.
Yeah,
Um,
why
yeah.
so? Just you wanted
I
to
think I was
nurse it.
kind of like, yeah, I was really drenched in that beat, and
Okay.
I really wanted to give the feel of being in a laboratory.
Yeah.
I really wanted to give the feel of, the references, and also too, I was trying to dig deep, like, and
Yeah.
trying to really pull things out of me that, what did I have to say about the current rap game and where things are at.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
so yeah, and I feel like a lot has changed since then because I wrote that song in 2016. So I feel like a lot has even changed now. A lot of things I referenced, rappers already referenced in between from 2016 to now. So I'm like, okay, at least that tells me I was on the right track of what I was writing about.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think it still holds true. And yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. But yeah, yeah, you definitely do that. And so again, just more lyrics that support what you just said. Danger, someone triggered off the sensor, but how they going to figure out how to stop the agenda where hip hop is here forever? In this line
yeah,
specifically, they just don't like to share the profits, so they'd rather make a rapper sell out his soul for the dollar so they can poison the water, control us a little longer. So, yeah, absolutely, man. I think that holds very, very true to this day.
yeah, yeah, dude. That bar was kind of crazy too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Deep
I got to
thoughts.
reference we got to reference Judgment Day bar, which I love, man. I love Judgment
Ooh,
Day. Yeah,
I got,
Judgment Day 2.
yeah. So you're talking about the Sly Stallone movie, right? Is
The
this
one for Terminator, the one with Arnold
Oh, Arnold.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I got to
Yeah,
go and watch that. Okay, I'm ashamed I
dude,
haven't
it's a
seen that.
classic. It's a must watch, dude. After this, like you literally have to go watch it.
Okay, I will. Man, yeah, a good song. And then I jump into my favorite beat of the album is Title 10, Return of the Mac. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
was
a hot
magic
beat.
when I made that beat. I made it here in my house.
That's the
I think
one.
about a year or two. That one's more recent. I made that one more recently,
Yeah,
about a year or two ago. And my friend was here when I made that beat.
yeah.
I already knew it. I was like, this one brings back so nostalgic. It's like a nostalgic feeling,
Like it.
and I knew right
Pretty,
away. Yeah, yeah, that
pretty.
was
A
yeah. So
T T. I'll say that again.
I wanted to write something relatable as well that could be universal for anybody. So
Yeah,
really wanted to try to knock that one out of the park because
I think
I
so.
mean, just update people where I've been at. There's a lot of homies that I have that rap that are like, Nesquik, where you been at? So I'm like, oh no, I'm still got it. Don't
Yeah,
trip.
yeah, heck yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So
thought it was just a good display of your, hey, the braggadocio rapper, the lines, right?
yeah,
Flexing. And so,
yeah.
but the first thing I thought was like, man, if he uses the title of the song, do you actually like the original Mark Morrison song, Return of the Mac?
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. That's
I love
like
that
my
song.
jam, dude.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
That song could get like that could get the whole thing going, just that
Yeah,
song.
I
Yeah.
agree. I thought I'd ask before I talk about the song, but great
And the thing
song.
that's funny is like, yeah, we were inspired, but I always joke with my friends because I'm like, hey, do you remember this track? And they're like, what track? And I play Return of the Mac, and they're just like feeling it. And I'm like,
Oh,
you forgot about this track.
that song is awesome, man. I always have to resurface it, and it's always on my playlist. I just, I just I have good memories associated to that song, so it's great.
Yeah, the bass line and everything slap.
Ooh. So, hey, well, you do again. You do a good job. Lyrics, really appreciate it. Better watch your throne. I'm a liable threat. I'll make it wet when I flex kitty purr when I'm back. Return of the Mac. Time to pick up the slack, man. I love it. So good song. And as you mentioned, man, even when the beat is like super dope, oh man, the track is banging, man. I love it. So,
Yeah, thank you, brother. I can't wait to do
yeah,
a little video to that so other people can really, because it's hard to get people to listen to music. Like as an artist, just in
yeah.
general, it's always hard to get people to listen to, just sit there and listen. It's hard,
Mhm.
And even I struggle with that for the podcast. It's hard to like sit down and even
Oh,
for good, like, it's hard to like, okay, let me listen through this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, are you so you are a child of the 80s and 90s, like myself. You have stories of rapping in the lunchroom, origins of you doing that. You have, I mean, you have time to where like hip hop was still growing, like in the 80s and 90s. And so, are you? What's your philosophy on just product? Are you more modern in the sense of, hey, I'm just going to release this digital, or do you feel like you need physical copies of the album? What's your
I
thought
like
on that?
I like physical. I think
Me
physical
too.
is just it's just something to it you just can't replace. Like
Yeah,
uh even to this day, I'm wanting to get things that like McDonald's lunch toys that I Happy Meal toys that like I used to play with. Like
yeah,
I just want to get it for nostalgic purposes, like just the feeling of something tangible.
yeah.
I don't think nothing beats that. Even digital, you can't beat that.
Yeah, I'll always still press like a number of copies just to have for myself. And
Saw that. Yeah, yeah. I saw like you have some like cassette stuff out of your stuff. I'm like, dang, dude, you're doing it. That's dope.
yeah, so yeah, I just do that. And I know there's probably collectors like me, so I don't get a bunch made, but I always have it for that fan base that still wants it. So I still love that stuff, man. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah,
Hey, the last track I picked was New World. That was a great track too. Again, I love your ability just to bring back some nostalgic thoughts and just things in general. Lego, my ego. Like where in the world is Carmen San Diego? I'm a big fan of Carmen San Diego. Probably at the Lalo somewhere in a Winnebago, hijacking broadcast, spread the word like mayo. Ooh, word. I love it. Just good raps, man. Sometimes you just need good raps, man. Not tied to anything, man. Just the flow.
yeah.
So that was
That's
it,
funny.
man.
That verse I wrote for a different beat. I wrote that for the my steez beat.
Oh,
Uh,
the Gangstar song.
yeah, I
Yep.
wrote it for that originally when I was starting to write it. That's why like the beginning, I'm not a joke or whatever. It doesn't really play to the theme of that track, but I start to transition into the theme
Yeah.
of the track, which is like end of the world. We're talking about like Antichrist, like I'm going into like one world nation sort of feel with
Okay.
that verse, and I'm talking about kind of like how like they're watching us from the skies, like drones and all the stuff, and so yeah, I started to go in deep into that.
Yeah.
And the track was always made to be that because it's on the Schindler's List beat.
Oh,
So it's already kind of like, haunting and real and heavy. So I don't know what really was in me to like want to write about the end of the world like that, but I just had to
great.
finish it. I knew it
Yes.
started that way, so I had to finish it that way. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
great song. And thank you again for allowing me to preview the album before it gets released. I am very excited for the release. So yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
man, thank you for like, for pulling out stuff like that and listening to it, man. This is like my first actual like interview of being on this side, So it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah. I pull and you feel like you know it, but then and then when the questions come out, forgot about that. And so I love just drawing the memories associated with recording that album, much more so because you made it a goal to finish something that you started. And so here we are at the finish line. And so July is right around the corner. So I'm excited for you to achieve that milestone in your life. Hell yeah.
yeah, it's a big weight, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. Go to Disneyland probably.
uh, well, hey man, that was you as an MC. Now I want to transition to the podcast real quick, right? So you got a podcast that's hip hop on the YouTube. It looks like it was about 2 years of footage. I don't know if you started way before that, but it's a show hosted by yourself, Mark and Ali, And I really love the spectrum of rappers that you cover. You talked about the Migos, talked about, or you interviewed Just Allah, you interviewed Ayatollah. I really love the comprehensive coverage. But can you tell me what inspired you to start that podcast, and what was the gap that you were trying to fill for doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really envision it the way it is right now, the way the podcast is, like the format.
Yeah,
I was the thought started where it was like, well, uh we love, like, my buddies and myself are really close, like high school homies. We've always been very close. One of the things
yeah,
that we always relate to is ciphering, doing freestyles. Like
yeah.
anywhere we go, we're freestyling in the car, we're doing something like that. We're going to
Yeah.
hip hop shows. And so when we were at dinner one time, like just hanging out or at the bar, whatever, I I've been thinking about it for a minute. I was like, I kind of want to, because we podcast, all three of us have podcasted in our own ways.
Okay.
Um, Before Ali came on board, we had another guy named Andre,
Okay.
who has his own world. He has a whole YouTube thing called Lyricology 101, where
Wow.
he breaks down rap bars, and really smart and talented dude.
Okay.
Uh, but he eventually left, parted ways with us because he was unable to do it full time, like with us.
Yep.
But and my buddy Mark, he used to do this thing called Movie Sense, which is another YouTube channel where they used to break down movies and movies that they would go watch and stuff like that. And they would do a humorous aspect to it, really
Yeah.
dope. And also he did his own podcast talking about conspiracies and stuff.
Oh wow.
And, and then before this podcast, I had my own podcast called The Deep End, and
Oh, didn't know that.
I would go into politics. I would go into the moon landing, September 9/11. Like I would go into this and really deep dive into like really what happened, what went on, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then even like whatever the current like phenomenons were, I would go deep into it. So um, if there was something that was like a big issue, let's say COVID, I learned
Yeah.
about COVID like almost kind of right when it started, like early in January.
Yeah.
I learned about it and started talking about it, and then it really did come over to California. Uh, and so, yeah, we all had our own like kind of ventures. And I thought, okay, this is hard doing it on our own.
Yeah.
Let's all put together and like, let's try to really make something happen. All three of us. That's
Yeah.
magic. And so I told the guys, I'm like, if I don't know if you guys would be able to do it, maybe just at least once a week for an
Yeah.
hour. We'll keep it short. I'll handle all the editing and everything.
Nice.
We'll
That's
just all
tough.
you have to do. Yeah, it's a big task. I
Yeah.
told them all you have to do is just come in, just listen to an album, just let it go. Like, that's all we do anyways. So they agreed, man. And I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. This is different. All three of us, that's different.
Yeah.
Uh, so I give big props to Ali though, because Ali stepped in,
Okay.
filled that gap for us. Because if it was just me and Mark, it wouldn't be the same. We already kind of experienced that just doing one-on-one. We need a third
Yeah.
person that knows their shit.
I love it.
Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be too hard. So it now has morphed and started to shape, and it's still shaping as we go. Like,
Sure.
and I love it that we can talk about something we love
Yeah.
and it inspire other people. And I didn't even realize we were filling any sort of gap. To me, it was just like, let's just do this. Like, this
Yeah.
is in us. All the planets are aligned. Like, why? I got all the equipment. Like, let's just do it. Like,
Hell
so
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love what you guys do. And I'm always curious, just what is your process with picking the artists that feature on your show? Is it a vote, or do you drive it as the person that kind of,
Yeah, usually it's I'm just genuinely a big fan of them.
yeah.
All the artists we've had on the show, even the big artists, I've been a big fan of. Wordsworth, I kind of came onto later. Mark introduced me to Wordsworth as far
Oh,
as like,
he's sick.
oh yeah. Once I started diving into his album, I'm like, where did this guy come from? But he's always been here. Like he's always
Yeah.
been doing it. And
He's,
so I became a fan kind of like retroactively.
yeah.
Uh, that dude's so down to earth and so
Oh,
chill.
yeah.
Like that to us was so huge. Him coming onto our platform, to me, that was so huge. And that fool was just like, nah, not Biggie. Like, oh, come on. And I'm like,
Super
man,
kind.
it inspired us so much to be more on it, to like try to drop more. And yeah, so he what he did, it really encouraged us a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm honored to have covered, all the guys that we had, Ayatollah too,
Yeah.
just a lot. Oh, you had just a lot too. That was dope.
Yeah. Man.
Uh, just a lot, such a cool, like down to earth person too. These are like people I used to idolize and rap, like as
Right.
far as you know, even Necro. Necro is a whole on another spectrum, but I still appreciated his craft in making beats
Yeah,
and
that
writing.
was cool.
Appreciated it. So I'm really blessed in that aspect, and been trying to get more people. It's kind of now I've noticed it's like a little bit harder now. So I'm trying through Twitter,
Yeah.
emails. I'm trying to reach out in all different ways.
Yeah, no, hey, that is it's a great point. And I think I do the same thing too. Usually I actually I am a fan of the people that I interview and I'm always also down to get like folks that are up and coming too as well. But yeah, no, I hear you. It's a struggle, right, to try to get the guest on. And it's a lot of coordination. So I appreciate what you do because I
Yeah.
know the time that you invest in trying to get these people on, and then the editing too, bro. Holy cow, man! That's I mean, you got to watch the footage again and then
Thank you.
remove. So I know what you do, man. So I appreciate you. Salute, brother.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Yeah, I just try to bring out something that like it's gonna inspire people
Yeah,
because it's honestly there. It's just are we looking for it? And I'm trying to bring that to surface, like
yeah,
you know the love that people the love and care people have for their craft. Like I'm trying to bring that out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's really dope. So how has podcasting just changed? How's it changed your perspective on just the rap game in general? Has it, or is it just, do you
Big
still, are you
time.
just,
Yeah.
oh, let's hear it. Yeah.
It definitely opened up my eyes. Now just listening to the music, understanding kind of the stories and the
Yeah.
backgrounds that the artists are going through, and the struggles and putting together this music, and
Yeah.
some of their music getting shelved to like to some just being overlooked as an MC, but had all the talent there. Maybe the label didn't back them up or something, or you know,
Yeah.
um, one
Right.
of the most recent ones that I never really realized was Lady of Rage
Yeah.
uh, from
G-
from
G-
freaking,
yeah. During the G Funk times.
yeah,
You talking about
Trillion
Lady
on
of Rage, right? Afro Puffs?
yeah, Afro Puffs.
Yeah.
Like I really I like realized like she was up to bat. She would have been big
Dude,
had it not
she's
been
amazing.
she had to wait for Snoop Dogg, Dre, The Chronic, Tupac. She had to
Yeah.
wait for all these big guys first. So it's just kind of cool to like see that. And there's just you see the timeline of I just think that is dope. I feel like hip hop is like this Marvel universe, like hip
Yeah.
hop
That's a
own
great,
universe. Yeah.
that's a
So I
great
feel
way to,
like today all these artists are Marvel characters. Like they're
yeah,
all
that's a great way to put it.
yeah, that's the way I see it. And so that's why I'm always inspired. I'm like, what's your superpower?
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's cool that we have that.
I don't think I caught that. Did you interview the Lady of Rage too?
No, no, no.
Oh my God, that would have been dope, man. Yeah,
I was
because
super
I
stoked to
was
hear.
heavily inspired by the stuff that she did in the 90s on that Snoop album. Oh man, Lady Ray
Yeah,
just
she was on there. She was ready. She was on the Above the Rim soundtrack too.
yeah. Oh man,
Yeah,
that which is another great soundtrack, right, of all time.
yeah,
But
two double platinum for a soundtrack.
oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned since you started podcasting? Your story is similar to mine, where you're just like, hey, let's do it, and you've been doing it for a couple years now. So, what are some things that you wanna, just surface in terms of lessons that you learned to some folks that aspire to be podcasters?
Some of the lessons I learned would be like, well, sometimes, and this, this might be like some might agree, some might disagree, but I always feel like whenever we're going to do a podcast episode and there's three people's involved, or even a guest, I try to save the any of the talk outside of the podcast for the podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
sure.
come in, I kind of like I'm kind of silent. Like if you notice, if you were to come in here and we were in here, I'd kind of be silent for a while. I would keep a lot kind of to myself. I might say, yeah, oh yeah, it's cool. I want the real time live reaction on the film. I got that from McMahon from wrestling. I got
Oh,
that from him. Another
oh,
thing I would say is like, using technology to your best advantage.
oh,
Uh,
you're very
that's
good at your videos.
thank you. And I try to use because it's hard to do that on a full schedule and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So I have to use AI to my best ability to
Oh
help
man.
help cut that down. So,
Okay.
getting uh getting versed into I think will definitely help kind of cut the shortcut of that process,
Yeah,
especially
sure.
if you want to put clips out and stuff. But yeah, I feel like podcasting, just being free. I used to my old podcast, it used to be heavily edited. Like
Oh,
I would
okay.
cut, how some people when they talk, they'll cut the space in between, like them taking a breath and all that. It
Yeah.
used to be more like very condensed.
Yeah.
Um, Now it's more just kind of free. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way to go, like live, free, not so much on the editing, but sure, if you're going to promote something, edit the heck out of it so it's ready to go and you put money
Yeah.
behind it. But other than that, try to free up some time so that way you're not too. That's the problem I used to have it being like I'm too much here
Yeah.
and family stuff to do. So I got to balance that.
No, I hear that. And to you, what is the correct amount of time for each session? What is your magic length of time for a show? I struggled with that in the beginning, wanted to cover everything, and now I've got it, at least to me, where I want the show to be about an hour. But we go over sometimes. But what
I'm
about you?
about
What's your
Yeah, for me it's about an hour, but if I have like a big guest, like
yeah?
I had Necro on for almost 4 hours.
Oh,
I,
awesome.
I'm down to go Joe Rogan, let's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
5 hours, let's do it.
for sure.
And so if I can, I'll try to keep the big artists longer if I can.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's a great
generally
point.
about yeah, generally about an hour though. I think is
Yeah,
good
that that's great. Yeah,
yeah,
I think I just had to adjust based on like lifestyle and stuff I got going. But I agree, the bigger
yeah,
ones definitely deserve more attention in terms of just because they got longer history, right, doing it. So yeah,
yeah,
great point. Great point. Hey, and so with that, hey, I think it's an amazing platform, and I really love the commentary between you three. Again, I mentioned that I just love all the guests that you guys choose as a hip hop fan, and even just to listen to some of the reviews of these classic albums that were really history. But well, what about just in general in terms of the future in the next few years? Where do you see that's hip hop going? Any big plans, or are you just gonna keep riding the wave and just let it happen as it comes?
yeah. I see it being more like more media where it's not just a podcast, but
Okay.
it's more of like a platform of movements, especially
Yeah.
locally. Locally, I'm trying to get more involved with like going to these different shows the local artists
Yeah.
or even the artists are at because I want to be there to help tell their story because
Yeah.
that's what the artist needs. The artist needs somebody to help promote and tell their story.
Yeah.
So I do that, but at the same time, I'm also promoting our show. So I'm also getting followers to follow us, but I'm also
Hmm.
promoting them too. So I think it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I just see like that being more mobile. So, going to any type of show, like that's hip hop,
Yeah.
bigger than just the podcast is now mobile and it's going anywhere to tell a story.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the purpose of our podcast is to tell the story and to try to like be a catalyst to inspire the future generation too,
Yeah.
like and knowing the history and why it's important and like learning from that and growing from that. And I just feel like eventually we'll upgrade the equipment, maybe go to color, maybe
Yeah.
update the scenery. Those are kind of the visions I envision it. And I don't know really where to stop. At least the guys that I got right now are very consistent and stable.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for a while.
Yeah.
Um, Till we get like super gray hairs or something.
Yeah. All day.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
gonna be here for a while.
hey, I love it, man. So, hey, now obviously you're gonna do what you do, but I'm certainly cheering for you guys from the stands, and I enjoy what you guys do. But with that, I'm gonna transition to just a fun set of questions before we close this thing out.
All
So,
right.
I'm gonna kick off with the first one. Would you rather it be too hot or too cold?
Too cold.
Yeah,
I'd
why
rather
is
do that than try to warm up or something, or try to like make fire or something.
yeah, swear layers, right?
I,
Yeah.
it's hot. I can't think. I'm like, I shut everything down.
Yeah.
When I'm cold, I can at least like, try to do something, but
Yeah.
hot, nah, I can't do hot.
All right. Hey, favorite Mexican food?
Oh man, that was a challenge. Just some street tacos, man. Some good
Oh,
carnita street tacos.
yeah.
Can never go wrong with that. It's not too heavy, but it's like it hits the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
had that yesterday, so I concur. I like it.
yeah.
All right. What do you know about Filipino food, man? You got a lot of Filipinos out there.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there is a lot of Filipinos out here. I think I've tried what was it? Somebody put me on. Is it Jubilee? Is that one? Is
Oh,
that
Jollibees.
Jollibees? There you go, Jollibees.
That's what's
Jubilee.
up.
That's all like a
Yeah.
Jewish like the year of Jubilee. No, Jollibees. Yeah, Jollibees. I had that. That was pretty bomb. That's pretty fire.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like it.
but that's all I've had though, dude, to be honest.
Oh man, you gotta get on some lumpia. That's like the famous Filipino food staple. You had that?
Oh, for reals?
It's
No,
like
I
our
haven't had.
version of the egg roll.
Oh,
Uh,
really? I haven't had
yeah.
that.
Try it. We'll talk about it. Right.
I'm trying.
Hey, are you a baseball fan by any chance?
I go to games and stuff. I don't follow it heavy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But if
Everybody
you're
out here,
cheering for the Dodgers, right?
everybody out here is cheering for the Dodgers. I'm nah. I've been an Angel fan since the
Oh,
early
that's what's up.
since, yeah, so I'm not gonna jump ship. And to me, I tell them I'm like, I don't go with the mainstream anyway. So to me, that's my argument. I'm like, because they always clown on the Angels, like Angels suck, they're whack. I usually will revert it back a bit. Well, the Dodgers are kind of corny, so yeah.
Well, hey, it's LA, right? So
It
let
is
me ask
LA
you.
though. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
LA.
Well, let me ask you, would you rather you lose to the New York Yankees or to the San Francisco Giants?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'd rather lose to the Giants than the Yankees. I can't. I don't want to lose to the Yankees. Uh, Nah, my girlfriend's a Yankee fan too.
Oh, okay, even more so. So you got, yeah,
And,
you
and
can't let it rub that in your
We
face.
went to an Angel game just recently, and we
Uh-huh.
went to Angel Yankee game, and I didn't think about it, dude. Yankees took over that stadium. Like it was embarrassing. It almost
Oh,
made me. It almost made me become a Dodger fan after that. But
oh man,
I'm staying true. I'm staying
that's
true
right.
to that.
Right with the
Yeah.
team. It is a tough question. I thought I'd put you on the spot. All right, hey, I'm big on just comedy in general, and so I'm always curious about what what comedy taste other folks have. What is your one favorite comedy movie of all time? Very many, but what is one that you really enjoy?
Off top, old school came to mind.
Yeah,
Dumb
that's a good
and
one.
Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is a classic.
Yeah.
Never go wrong with that one. Um, Man, what are some other good ones? I liked Waterboy. I think Waterboy
Oh
was
yeah,
fun.
that's got Adam Sandler is always good. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, those are funny. Man, I think those I would have to land on Dumber and Dumber would be the ultimate one. I think
Ah, okay.
like it's super silly funny, but
Yeah.
like yeah,
That's
yeah.
good, man. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was a big fan of like Mad TV. I was a big fan of Living Color. I was a big fan of
Oh,
those
yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
There's some they
oh,
had
that
some
was
good
good. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber is great.
yeah. Dave Chappelle is a good sketch too. I liked his whole show at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you look into so Wordsworth also is famous for a show that he did, Lyricist Lounge. You got to check out
Yeah.
some of the back episodes if you haven't. They're pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope that he had a show like before his like rap career,
I know.
like and then on top of that, his show was like rapping, which was super hella unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's crazy. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I imagine like what that would be like today, him doing a show like today like that would be kind
Oh,
of crazy.
yeah, I love that, man. So yeah, hey, great choice on comedy movies. All right. Next question. Finish the sentence. I hate it when.
I hate it when I hate it when I can't I hate it when I lose something like my wallet or my cell phone. I hate that. I can't stand that. Like it bugs me. Like I'll literally tear up the whole place. Like like if I'm the Phoenix from X-Men and I'll tear up the whole place in order to find this one thing that will end up being in my car or something stupid. So yeah.
I am the same. All right, man. Hey, if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? Talking about Marvel.
Yeah, superhero superpower would be I'll probably play something towards like a Nesquik thing. So I'd probably like I don't know, create like tornadoes from stirring something or something like that, maybe.
I like
Yeah,
that.
maybe create some sort of like whirlpool or something.
That's that, that's pretty dope. I like that one. So
Yeah.
you freaking whirlwind somebody away, man. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, that was good. All right. Hey, final question for you. If you could have a meal with anybody, past or present, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh man. If I could have a meal with somebody, past, present, or alive, I think I would probably go with one of my all-time favorites. I probably want to have a meal with Nas. I
Ooh.
think that dude is so inspirational. I really relate to
Oh,
him just in his calm demeanor, but like maturity, but then also like that dude's just so crazy, like so influential from
yeah.
his album. And I feel like that dude's so down to earth too, on top of all
Yeah.
that.
That's true.
So I would like to meet somebody like that.
Yeah.
I would definitely be down to sit down and chat it up with that guy.
Yeah. I like that. Well, hey, man, you passed with flying colors. I just wanted to say thank you again for the opportunity to go into your music history, for you taking the time to talk to me about how you grew up, how you became a rapper, MC, and then just the podcast in general. I love everything that you're doing for yourself, for the culture, and just in any listeners trying to learn about, just emceeing or making music in general. It's great. So I really
Thank you, man.
appreciate that. I look forward to just following your career even more, and just look forward to continue building. So thank you. So with that, I wanted to turn the floor over to you one final time. Any final words that you want to say before we close this interview out?
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you for the opportunity as well, brother. I
Yeah.
enjoy everything you're doing. We have very similar interests
Yeah.
in things we're doing, so it's kind of
Yeah.
cool, to see you doing it in your own way,
Yeah.
and that's dope, man. You have so much music out there, dude. You give me a lot of homework.
Oh, oh man.
Sure, you give me a
Hey,
lot of homework. I'm like, oh, he just has 2 decades worth of music, but it's all good.
uh, dude.
So it's
Yeah,
really dope, man. And yeah, it's an honor to and thank you for even listening to the music and all that stuff. I appreciate you, dude.
yeah, absolutely, man. Can't wait for the release. So with that, hey, I'll keep in touch. I look forward to getting this awesome interview out and keep in touch.
All right, for sure, man.